Japanese engines are supposed to be the safe bet, the benchmark, the one thing you could point at on any used lot and trust. But right now, 3 of the most common Japanese engines on American roads are quietly destroying their owners, and 4 others will outlast the car, the owner, and the owner's children. Today I'm covering the 3 worst and 4 best Japanese engines ever built. Some of these picks are going to surprise you. 1 Honda makes the worst list. 1 Toyota is so over-engineered that Toyota engineers publicly admit they built it too well. The number 1 best engine on this list is still being pulled out of scrapped trucks and transplanted into boats, generators, and rock crawlers. Stick around for that. Here's how this list was built. 3 metrics: documented failure rates from NHTSA complaint databases, average repair cost from independent mechanic data, and long-term mileage averages pulled from high-mileage owner forums where people post their odometers as trophies. This is not my opinion. This is what the numbers say after thousands of engines on the lift. This is what mechanics see, not what the marketing brochure promised you in the showroom. Let me get the bad ones out of the way first. Worst number 3, the Toyota 2GR FE V6, specifically the early production years with the rubber oil supply line. This engine powers a lot of cars you would not expect. The 2007 to 2010 Camry V6, the 2007 to 2010 RAV4 V6, the Avalon, the Lexus ES350, the Lexus RX 350 from those same years. On paper, it is a bulletproof 3.5-liter 6-cylinder. In practice, Toyota installed a rubber oil supply line from the factory that starts rupturing around 100,000 miles. When it ruptures, you can lose all your oil in under a minute at highway speed, and the engine seizes. The repair bill is $3,000 to $6,000 if you catch it on the side of the road. If you do not catch it, it requires a full engine replacement, $8,000 to $10,000. Toyota issued a technical service bulletin. They quietly replaced that rubber line with an all-metal one under warranty. Most owners never heard about the bulletin. Most second and third owners bought these cars with the original rubber line still in place. Dealers do not volunteer this information during a pre-purchase inspection. The warning sign is a faint oil smell on the driver's side after the engine warms up. If you own one of these, pull the plastic cover off the engine as soon as you can and look at that oil line. If it is rubber, replace it for $90 in parts. That $90 saves you $8,000. Worst number 2, the Toyota 2A ZFE 4-cylinder. This is the engine in the 2007 to 2011 Camry 4-cylinder, the 2006 to 2012 RA V4 4-cylinder, and the Scion TC. It has a piston ring design flaw that causes it to burn 1 quart of oil every 1,000 miles. Not every example, but enough examples that Toyota extended the warranty to 10 years and 150,000 miles specifically for oil consumption. That is an admission. Companies do not extend warranties for fun. Here is how you test for it before you buy. You ask the owner when they last added oil. If they say a week ago, or last month, or I top it off every other fill-up, you walk away. A healthy engine does not burn oil between changes. You also pull the dipstick cold and look for the oil level. If it is below the minimum line on a car with less than 200,000 miles, you walk away. The fix, if you already own one, is piston ring replacement. $2,500 to $4,000 at an independent shop. That is why most owners just keep adding oil every 1,000 miles and hoping the engine holds on long enough to trade it in. Many of you watching this video right now own a car with a 2 AAZFE. I am sorry, check your oil tomorrow morning. Worst number 1. This one is going to upset people. The Honda J35 V6 with variable cylinder management, 2008 and newer. Models include the Odyssey, Pilot, Ridgeline, and the V6 Accord. Honda called it VCM. The system shuts down 3 of the 6 cylinders under light load to save fuel. On paper, Smart engineering. In practice, a disaster. The shutdown cycle causes uneven cylinder wear. The engine burns oil, fouls spark plugs on the deactivated cylinders, and vibrates hard enough at certain engine speeds and revolutions per minute to damage the transmission mounts and torque converter. I have seen 2011 Odysseys with less than 150,000 miles, burning a quart every 500 miles, and already on their second set of motor mounts. The aftermarket came up with a fix, a device called a VCM disable module. It plugs into the coolant temperature sensor and tricks the engine into thinking it is always warming up, which keeps all 6 cylinders firing. Every informed Honda owner installs one. It costs around $300. Honda will not acknowledge the problem. Dealers will tell you the oil consumption is normal. Mechanics who actually pull these engines apart will tell you a very different story. A Honda on the worst list. Let that sit for a second, because it is going to matter later when I tell you which Honda made the best list. Now the good news. Best number 4, the Honda K24. Yes, the same company that built the worst engine on this list also built one of the best 4-cylinder engines ever made. How does that happen? Simple. Honda built the K24 before the marketing department started asking engineers to cut costs. That is what model specific actually means. The K24 is a 2.4-liter, 4-cylinder, built from 2002 to 2017 in the Accord, the CR-V, the Element, and the Acura TSX. 300,000-mile examples are everywhere. 400,000 miles is not rare. The K24 also has a legitimate motorsport pedigree. It is the engine Honda Challenge race teams use because it produces clean power at high RPM for lap after lap with no mechanical failure. Failure points? Almost none. Common failures are a timing chain tensioner around 200,000 miles and possibly a VTEC solenoid. Both are under $300 in parts and an afternoon in your driveway. This is why engine swap shops use the K24 as the go-to transplant engine. You can drop a K24 into almost anything with 4 wheels, and you are done for 15 years. If you own a car with a K24, do not sell it, ever. Best number 3, the Toyota 5VZ-FE, a 3.4-liter V6. This is the engine in the 1995 to 2004 Tacoma, the 1996 to 2002 4Runner, and the 1993 to 1998 T100 pickup. It is the reason Toyota trucks from that era sell for more at 250,000 miles than most new trucks sell for 0 miles. I have personally seen multiple 5VZ-FE Tacomas clear 400,000 miles on the original engine. The timing belt interval is 90,000 miles. Most owners push it to 120,000 and still get away with it because the 5VZ is a non-interference design. If the belt breaks, the pistons do not hit the valves. Your engine survives. Mechanics charge a premium to work on these, not because they are hard to fix, but because they rarely come in, so specialists are rare. The engine bay is simple. No direct injection, no turbochargers, no variable valve timing on the exhaust side. Just a cast iron block, 2 aluminum heads, and a timing belt. A Tacoma with a 5VZ-FE and 220,000 miles on the odometer. Clean title, regularly sells for $15,000. That is not a typo. $15,000 for a 20-year-old pickup truck, because the market knows. If you own one, do not trade it in. You are sitting on an appreciating asset. Best number 2, the Toyota 2JZ GTE. This is the engine that mythology is built on. The twin turbocharged 3-liter inline-6 from 1993 to 2002, the Toyota Supra and the Lexus Aristo. It is the reason import tuning culture exists in its current form. Here is why this engine matters, and why you should care even if you will never own one. The 2JZ GTE has a closed-deck cast iron block, which is a technical way of saying the cylinders are supported at the top by a solid metal structure instead of an open space filled with coolant. That single design choice means the block does not distort under high boost pressure. A stock 2JZ GTE with factory internals, pistons, and rods will handle 800 horsepower without braking. The factory rating was 320 horsepower. Toyota built in a safety margin of nearly 5 times the rated output. Why? Because the 2JZ was designed during the Japanese bubble economy of the late 1980s and early 1990s. Toyota's engineers had unlimited budgets and no cost-cutting pressure. They overbuilt everything. 30 years later, stock 2JZs still run clean, still make boost, and still hold value. A clean Supra with a stock 2JZ GTE sells for over $100,000 today. In 2002, the same car cost $40,000 new. Toyota will never build an engine like this again. The cost structure no longer supports it. And this next one is going to surprise you, because it is not the 2JZ. Best number 1, the one mechanics do not argue about. The Toyota 22R and 22RE. Produced from 1981 to 1995. The engine in the classic Toyota pickup, the first 3 generations of the 4Runner, and the Celica before Toyota went 4-wheel drive only on these platforms. Here is what makes this engine the uncontested champion. Documented 500,000-mile examples are common. Documented 700,000-mile examples exist on original internals with nothing but timing chains and water pumps along the way. The 22RE is a 2.4-liter single-cam 4-cylinder with fuel injection. No variable valve timing. No turbo. No direct injection. No electronic throttle. Nothing complicated. Nothing that can fail. The block is cast iron. The head is aluminum. The timing chain runs in a bath of engine oil and lasts 300,000 miles on the first one. Today, engine shops pull 22REs out of scrapped pickups in wrecking yards and rebuild them for $600 in parts. Then they transplant them into boats, into generators, into off-road rock crawlers, into vintage Land Rovers. Because nothing else at that price point is that reliable. Toyota engineers have publicly said they overbuilt the 22RE, that it exceeded every internal durability target by a factor of 2. Toyota has never matched it since. It is the engine that built Toyota's reputation in America, and no engine since has beaten it. Before I wrap up, 2 honorable mentions. The Nissan RB26 DETT from the Skyline GTR, which almost made the best list but is too rare in America to be practical. And the Mazda 13B Rotary, which is either the most brilliant engine ever built or the most disappointing, depending on who you ask. I will let you fight about that in the comments. And one dishonorable mention I want on the record, the Subaru J35. I know Subaru is technically Japanese, and I know Subaru owners are loyal, but the head gasket failure rate on the 2000 to 2009 J25 is high enough that every honest mechanic I have ever spoken to puts it on the worst list. If you own one, you already know. Quick recap. Worst engines. The Toyota 2GR-FE with the rubber oil line, the Toyota 2ACFE oil burner, and the Honda J35 with variable cylinder management. Best engines. The Honda K24, the Toyota 5VZFE, the Toyota 2JZ GTE, and at number 1, the Toyota 22RE. Japanese reliability is not a brand-wide guarantee. It is engine-specific. It is year-specific. The badge on the hood tells you a lot less than what is bolted underneath it. That one piece of knowledge, which engine is in the car before you buy it, could save you $8,000 on a seized engine or make you $15,000 on a truck you already own. Tell me in the comments which engine is in your driveway and whether it made the best list or the worst list. I read every reply on the first day this video goes up. And if you want to see which 3 Japanese transmissions fail more often than the engines attached to them, that video is on screen right now.